ran together to the side of the hill in Maple Street on a Saturday. Oh Lord, don't you care about me? I took you for granted. Oh, 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 oh,
Okay if I bring this in? I checked out and have to haul it around.
Knock yourself out.
You shouldn't read alone.
There's a girl up front.
The meaning of life, the realization that all roads are dead ends. If you hurry through all that, you can start enjoying life. Exhilaration begins with despair.
Your wife dead?
Yes, but that's not why I'm talking this way.
You look like a guy whose wife was killed in a crash.
You look like you have a boyfriend who wears skinny jeans, which is far more tragic than a crash.
You're jealous, because I'm young and my life's clean.
You're very charming. She died of cancer 5 years ago. I'm devastated, can you tell?
I should soften what I said. You look professorial.
Accountant, but well-read.
I don't buy it.
If I were going to lie, I would have said rocket scientist or astronaut.
I need you to be devastated.
I have this idea about you. You eat organic food. You have hardwood floors at home, and you walk on them barefoot all summer. And when you walk hard, you thump. And you charge from one room to the next, heels first. You have cats. And by the end of the day, the soles of your feet are black and you have cat hair between your toes. Yes.
No. Dogs.
I remember the sense of freedom after my wife died. Not the freedom of a 21-year-old, but suddenly my days were empty and I could take coffee at 9 or noon, which I could have done before. I'd just have to account for the change.
26. But I get what you're saying. Freedom's not being observed.
You see, now we're getting somewhere. Next thing you'll be asking for my number. The hard thing about this freedom is fending off the college girls.
26. I saw you watching me earlier. I think it's the other way around.
John Santo.
Gabrielle.
You were all right till you pulled that phone out. The problem with your set, you can only be witty in short bursts. 50 words max. Too much texting.
If you're keeping score, I'd say I'm up a few points. Check your log. Oops, more points for me.
My plane doesn't leave till 10. Do you have plans? This is your reward.
Traveling alone?
It's better this way. Nobody to negotiate with. Don't have to do touristy stuff. I could make an exception, though. We'll have to discuss the texting, of course.
No. To all. Enjoy your flight.
I'm usually more cautious than this. It's all your fault. You gonna pay for those books you wrecked?
You gonna walk 7 miles to the airport? You should have stayed closer, on the strip. You're out here with the real people. I'll give you a ride if you promise not to talk.
Yeah, if you can take me to the center of things, the strip. Look, you offered.
I don't want the guilt. Worrying about the old guy from the bookstore, mugged, twisted ankle, wincing against an alley wall, your shriveled head shriveled and small in your trench coat.
Am I such a sad case?
You were totally macking on me.
That's before I knew you were a jerk.
Watch your trench coat.
What's with the writing?
Global warming.
It's quicker with the engine running. Just point the car where you want to go. I really think we're building something here. I'm prepared for amazing things to happen. Okay, you can't think of a subject and a verb. How about you and are, and you'll need an article. It'll sound whiny without one. Buffy.
Being sad is a good thing. It would be sad to have nobody to be sad about. Being sad is a privilege.
You'll lose somebody eventually. Don't worry.
When's your plane leave again? Do you feel at the center of things now? Are you prepared for amazing things to happen? Whirling lights, fancy food. And I'll go home and fight with Dad. And then to my room to watch music videos on YouTube. Life in a Northern Town by Dream Academy, over and over. This is the Luxor. It's old and outdated. You can get to the casino directly from the parking garage.
Sounds like you come here a lot. I thought you stayed off the strip with the real people.
I'm gonna tell you something. Slow stakes, right? I'll never see you again. I have HIV, and my dad's pissed. Pissed. TMI? Thought so.
Did you just find this out?
2 weeks ago.
I'm a great cook. I could cook for the two of you. It would help to have a third party there.
I don't want you cooking. I want to select from a menu.
Whirling lights and fancy food right here.
There's a diner off the strip. I thought you weren't gonna talk. What's with the flower?
Oh, I watched my neighbor's cat, Fred, while they were gone. They thanked me by leaving this fake flower and a card on my doorstep. The kind that plays music when you open it. You know, I just wanna thank you for letting me be myself, okay? So I read the card, then threw it away. Then I started to feel bad. I kept picturing it playing in a garbage dump somewhere with nobody around to hear it. So I'm keeping the flower. And I watch YouTube.
You'll have to do better than that. Everybody uses YouTube.
I can. I look at trailers of this French film, Le Grand Bouffe. I saw it a long time ago at a happy moment in my life. I'd just gotten news from the dermatologist that a mole they had biopsied was benign. I'd been pretty worried, calling every day to see if the results are in. At one point, the dermatologist got on the phone and said, I really wouldn't worry about it. It probably shouldn't have been cut off. It's a long, boring movie, but watching it makes me think of the good news.
This is the part where I tell you my situation is worse. There is no good news. Dad thinks I'm a whore.
And you will for a while. But parents always forgive their kids. Did you ever see that interview with Jeffrey Dahmer's parents?
You're not helping.
It's on YouTube.
It was me. I'm telling you.
You probably think that my options are limited, that I'm desperate now.
but lots of guys would still tap this ass.
I wouldn't doubt it. There's competition for everything these days. I actually won't get tested for HIV. And I've had 2 partners in the last few years.
That's exactly how I was. I planned on waiting until an old boyfriend called to tell me he had the disease, and then I'd get checked. That way I wouldn't sit around wringing my hands.
You know, I did get tested in the 80s after an affair. Marcy wanted me to do it. And I wasn't really worried, but after they drew the blood, I thought I could have it. They could call and tell me it's positive. All of a sudden, the impossible seemed possible. So why'd you decide to get tested?
I finally went to the OBGYN. It's included in the blood work. I tried to convince them not to run the test, but they talked me into it. I could feel my heart sink with fear, and suddenly I heard myself say yes. I knew I'd made a mistake.
Well, look on the bright side. It could always be worse.
It's the most cynical thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I guess it is.
People are hard to figure. I always answer the phone with a slight question in my voice, even when I know who it is.
First we took the night together to the side of the hill in Maple Street on a Saturday. Oh Lord, don't you care about me? I took you for granted. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. First we took the night together to the side of the bench, then our rusty old trench on a Saturday. Oh, it was beautifully directed at you, and I know we're swinging roles. Oh, 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 together to the side of the hill in Maple Street on a Saturday.